Hey guys, let's see. I'm going to be reviewing the Flash 820, which is the finale of season 8. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe for new, notifications on. Full-fledged, just putting it out there. I love this episode. I love this season. It's my favorite season. I said that several times by now. This finale was amazing. Halfway through the finale, I don't know what it was to me. I think it was really looking at Superman and Lois, because I've been pissed off at it for the past 24 hours now. I think I'm still, pissed off at Superman and Lois, to where I wasn't really, that hyped up for this finale. Which I was all day. I was really hyped up for it, got to watching it, and I think I was just so overly hyped up. And at the same time as Superman and Lois finale that didn't go well. I don't know what I was expecting. There was a lot that happened that I wasn't expecting, which I loved in this finale. But for me, the ending wasn't that great. It wasn't bad, but it could have been a lot better. But there were a lot of things that could have been explained, a lot of things that could have been done better. That's just me. I don't know if it's because I'm still, looking at Superman and Lois finale and being like, what the hell? I don't know. Again, I love this finale. I love this episode. It's the best finale we've ever had on the show. It really did feel like a series finale. Everything got wrapped up. So if I don't sound hyped up, I wanted to say that, because I was hyped up for majority episode. But as it got to the ending, I was kind of like, what are we doing? The cameo in this episode was overly hyped up. And for who we got, which was Damien Dark, wasn't really that. Wasn't really what I was expecting. That being said, it was still an amazing episode. So we're going to just go right into it. It opens up right where 819 left off. And Tom Thawne is fully back. He has his full speed, better than ever. And Grant's acting, I said this several times by now, is just purely amazing in this episode alone. Let alone just everything else. Thawne said the negative forces brought him back because they were too weak without a fourth member to fulfill the negative speed force. Basically, the negative forces were unbalanced. They need an avatar for the negative speed force. This was Thawne. This is his legacy. This is why he's the Reverse Flash. And we'll get into that more in a minute. Thawne mentions killing Barry's mom led to him becoming the Flash, and killing Iris led to the rebirth of Thawne. It was a freaky line, and it was really amazingly well done by the writers and Tom Cavanaugh. Barry then strikes Thawne with a massive lightning strike. Nora and Bart show up to stop Barry from killing Thawne, because he was killing him. Thawne is trying to push Barry to kill him, and is threatening to kill Bart and Nora. It's an empty threat. Thawne then disappeared in some negative particles. Now, Bart and XS mentioned that Iris isn't fully dead yet. Or that she's not dead, because they're still there. And we'll talk about why that... We'll talk about it in a minute. Then it goes to Fast Act Labs. Bear and Meena are obviously hurt. You can hear Cecile saying that, which... Cecile was, the weaker part of the episode. So, I think that was the thing that kind of really put me down, where I was like, why are we doing this? Do we really need Cecile to tell us that they're both Meena just lost Matt Storm, which is the love of her life. Bear just killed Iris. He's obviously beating himself up, but Team Flash doesn't know that. Iris died. Tom Thawne is back because Iris died. I mean, what do you think is going on in Barry's mind right now? But nonetheless, Barry wants to go negative speed force, and Thawne isn't on the planet, which means he's in the negative speed force. There are forces, negative ones. Bart and Nora try talking to Barry, and they want to handle Thawne. They want to fight him. Which, I'm not trying to diss on the writing here. It was good writing, You see Barry this way, who's the next possible person that could take up Thawne who's right there? Bart and Nora. I mean, those two are somewhat skilled in the field. But going against Thawne, no, they would die, and Barry knows that, which is why I'm glad he brought that up. And also, Barry is 100% convinced she's dead, and mentions how someone's died before, and the timeline hasn't fully caught up to the other people. As I said in my promo breakdown, in my trailer breakdown that I uploaded last night, so my Superman and Lois 215 review, we all know why I didn't upload that review. Look at 804. Thawne killed younger Barry. And it only took a matter of time before the timeline fully came back. Look at season 3 with Savitar. Right? The whole timeline changed. And Savitar only had until midnight that night before he vanished and he died due to the time stream catching up to him. This is not a season 8 thing. This is not a season 7 thing. This has been a show thing. The timeline needs to catch up to you before you vanish and die due to time changes. So this is not lazy writing. This is not, whatever, just randomness. This has been a part of the show since the beginning, pretty much. So it was good writing. And I'm glad Barry mentioned that. Then we go to Iris. And she's in the time zone area where Damien Dark ended up at the end of 805. We see Dark. He's the cameo. Why it was hyped up that much? The way Daniel Nicolay said that we'll be surprised, which I was surprised, right? I think we all were. Someone from TV Line said we'll be saying that he said, "Oh damn," when we saw Damien Dark. I didn't say "oh damn." I said, "What?" Why? And then I understood why, but I was still why hype this up? Why hype it up that much? Why have Daniel Panabaker, Daniel Nicolay both hyping this up? No, not for Damien Dark. I love Damien Dark, don't get me wrong. He's got redeemed in Armageddon. He got even more redeemed in this episode. But the fact that it was hyped up this much, I mean, she wasn't wrong. No one was expecting it. We were all thinking it'd be Max Mercury or, Oliver, which I would have loved, or Wally or someone. But it was Damien. So, again, she wasn't wrong. We weren't expecting it. I just wish it wasn't hyped up that much, especially by TV Line. I mean, they really kind of hyped it up more than Nicolay did, but, whatever. But nonetheless, Bear still wants to go next. Speedforce, they're in the Cortex now in Star Labs. Meena offers to use her to get to the next Speedforce because of her power, she can do it. Cecile can feel how angry Barry is. Whatever. Barry believes Iris isn't alive because he saw her die. Why wouldn't you believe that? Someone's calling Cecile telepathically, and it's Bashir, our Bashir, the good one. And he's telling Cecile that she's the only one who can help bring back the positive forces. And we learn why in a little bit. Thawne appears in a negative Speed Force where the reverse Flashpoint is still active. So somehow, some way, the forces did that to make Thawne feel at home on some level. The negative Speed Force chose Eobard Thawne to be the Reverse Flash. The block that Thawne made, that he believed the entire time to, manipulate it to do what he wants, that wasn't because he made it. That was because it chose him. And Thawne manipulated the negative Speed Force. Just like Barry made the Speed Force, the one that we have right now. Barry made it. Obviously with Iris, but you know what I mean. Minus the Iris point, but Barry made it. He can do whatever he wants with it, along with the other forces. That's why the forces brought back the reverse Flashpoint in the negative forces area. They did that. Thawne can manipulate it. That wasn't because he made it. It was because the negative Speed Force chose him to be the Avatar. So for those who still don't understand that, rewatch the episode, rewatch 819, you understand it more. The forces, Dion freezes Thawne because he's about to leave. Like, he wants nothing to do with this. He wants to continue with this lifelong work, which is killing Barry. And Negative Dion freezes Thawne, and the forces start amping him up. Like we saw in season 7 with Barry, when all the good forces struck Barry with a boost. So Thawne's getting leveled up. Whether you want to admit it or not, he did. Then we go to Dark and Iris talking. Iris is in the time stone. That's how she lived. So when Iris vanished into those time particles, somewhere between then and when they went into Thawne, Iris was put into the time stone where Damian is, and that's how she got there. I'm assuming. That's how I'm taking it. There was really nothing the writers could do to make that better. I think it was executed well enough to where we can piece it together. So, you know. Dark can see all the timelines. He said that, which is, you know, something. The stone spared Iris because it has something important to do. She has something important to do still. Whatever that was. Bear, Bart, and Nora tried to go into their Speed Force with the tracking devices on, which we learned from the trailer is what it was. Chester cancels Bart and Nora's way to get in because they couldn't handle it. But Barry is obviously pissed off and angry right now and yells at Chester to keep his going. And he's overdoing it, and Chester turns it off, and Barry falls to the ground and gets back up. Meena gets angry at herself and at everything going on, obviously, runs off. Barry chases after her. Meena is about to destroy the block, which gave her powers. Barry runs in and stops her. Barry came up with a way to get into the next Speed Force, which is for Meena to charge up her power to get her full speed back, because it was depleted at that time, and share her speed with Barry. Which, God, that writing was good. I know I keep, saying the writing is good, but I admit when the writing is bad, and this was not bad writing. It was common sense. We have no way to get in a Speed Force besides Meena. How can we do that? Share her powers with Barry. Duh. That's so, logical. It is so... God, that was good writing. The more and more I say it, the more this makes sense to me. Meena made Barry promise to make Thawne hurt more than anything, as in kill him. She wants him dead, as in Barry. As is Barry too. So Meena starts sharing her speed with Barry. Then we go to Joe, who doesn't believe Iris is dead. Jay and Joanne show up. Now, they are from 2049. They're from the future. And they go to Joe's house. Jay has a time tracker, time tachyon thingy that's found the time tachyons that Iris had. And they go up to the time stone that Joe kept in the safe. And it's glowing green. Now, people thought this could be kryptonite or whatever. No, we knew it was a time stone. And it was active because Iris was in it. Now, Damian gave Joe this. On some level, Damian must have... Because he said to Joe, there'll be a time where you need this. That time was for this. Now, Joe didn't use the time stone, which is what we all were thinking. I think it was a little bit of a letdown that we didn't get that. But at the same time, it worked. You know, the writing was good. It worked out pretty well. So then, and Jay recognized the time stone, by the way, because he heard about it. Jay should know about it. You know, he's old. He's been around for a long time. He's seen a lot. You know, I'm glad he knows that. Then we go to Legends of Seal. Again, the more, whatever. They're trying to bring back the positive forces. Cecile brought Top and the other psych meta that Cecile took her powers from in last episode. Then we see Bashir, and he's going in and out a little bit and saying that Cecile is the only one that can bring her back. So, and all that. And then Bashir actually comes back because Cecile uses her full power. And Iris's time sickness spread to the other good force, which she already knew. But Bashir, the good one, locked onto Cecile because he saw how powerful Cecile could be, and he unlocked her potential. And to save him after he locked on her. Cecile can bring back all the good forces now, and then we go to Bart, Nora, and Chester, who arrive right when Bear enters the negative speed force, like he's gone now. The negative forces unlocked Thawne's full potential. He's still frozen. When Bear disconnected Thawne from the negative speed force, it started all of this. Now, I saw people on Twitter saying, but Iris had a time sickness before this. Yes, she did. I think on some level, this wasn't explained, but I think what we're supposed to assume here is the fact that we have a negative Dion who can see all of time. Right? So he would see that Barry would do that to Thawne and would cause this. That's what this was. If you watch last episodes, you'll understand that. I mean, it's logical writing. It's good writing. Whether you want to admit that or not, because Iris is involved, it's good writing. I don't care if you're an Iris stan or not. It was good writing. Grow up, deal with it, watch episode, you'll know about it. If you're really that hell-bent on Iris, not giving a crap about the rest, don't hate on the finale when it was literally the best finale we've had across the Arrowverse in a good long time. Way better than Superman and Lois, by the way. Holy crap. But nonetheless, they're going to tip the scales. Now, I thought what that meant was Barry would lose his speed. You know, something would happen to that. It didn't, thank God. Then Barry gets sucked on negative speed force back into Flashback Labs. Like, he's back fully now with the rest of the team. Negative tachyons are forming over downtown Central City, and Thawne arrives in a badass, screw I'm saying it, in a badass new suit, and I love it. I saw people didn't like it. It was 50-50, but I loved it. It was a black suit. We all saw it. It was amazing. It was straight out of the comics. If you thought the last suit was comic accurate, this suit was way more comic accurate than the last one. It was just perfect. I mean, it looks so good on Tom. I know the no chin strap bothers everyone, whatever, but it looked good. And you could see like the negative force lightning strikes throughout Thawne as he came in. Then Thawne starts attacking random people. Like, you know, he's just killing everyone in the city. This is killing people. It should be, at least. There's a news report. Iris turns on the TV to see what's going on, because the whole city's, like, shaking. Like, it can't take much more. And showing that Thawne is attacking the city, and all the forces are hovering over Thawne. Or, sorry, this wasn't Iris showing it. This was Team Flash looking at it. There's a lot to happen in this episode. Dark mentions how Iris faced every possible time she could have died, but she didn't because she hasn't reached her limit. The spark between Bear and Iris can't be felt, but Damian pushes Iris to reignite that, and she did. It looked really good, by the way. The lightning just sparking off of Iris. It looked really good. Bear, Bar, Excess, and Flashback all show up and get everyone out of the way to save them from Thawne. And then they all start running in circles and start throwing lightning. Now, Bart Nora's animation to throw lightning wasn't really that good. I didn't really care for it. Barry's looked good, though. Good on you, Grant. You've done it for 8 years. You should know, and he's gotten better at it, so I didn't really care about it. But, yeah, Bart and Excess's lightning throw could have been a lot better. They all throw lightning at Thawne at the same time, and he's knocked down. And then it's revealed that it's Bart. Thawne used negative Bashir's power, which he has full control of, and manipulated them into thinking that they were actually attacking Thawne, but it was Bart. Now, how Bart was in that scene, I don't know. But you know, Bashir has power to trick everything, and, you know, so I'm sure that's how it worked out. Just need to kind of rewatch it, I guess. Thawne sent Meena, Bart, and Nora a billion years into the past. Good Bashir gets to seal his mask to use to power her up even more. Cecile puts the mask on. Good Bashir disappeared. Bear comes running in after Thawne. Thawne froze Barry. They ran throughout the city a little bit. And then Barry comes running. It was a really amazing run scene. It was slowed down, but you could see that Grant was really doing it. And Thawne then froze Barry using negative still force power that he has full control of. Cops show up in a cop car. Thawne blows up the car. Full on blows it up. Thawne threw a massive lightning bolt at Bear, and it froze. And the good forces, including Speed Force Nora, Dion, Bashir, Alexa, the forces that we know, showed up. And then they all took each other's hands, all four of the forces, and just evaporated in the particles and all went in the Barry. Now, for whatever reason, I thought it'd be some emotional type pep talk. I was thinking it'd be a season 7 reboot, but no, this is season 8. I forgot we don't do pep talks anymore. We don't talk on the villain. We deal with the villain. Thank you, writers. Holy crap. And that scene could have gone 20 different directions, by the way. This is season 7. It would have gone that way. But Barry is fully powered up. He has the power of all the forces, just like Thawne. So it's an evil level playing field here. Thawne started using Bashir's powers, and Barry countered it. He had tentacles coming out back of Thawne's back. That was Bashir's power. We saw that happen in season 7 with our Bashir, but Barry used Alexa's power, because you could see the blue lightning on him, and just threw Thawne massively. You grabbed the tentacle and just threw him. It was pretty funny, but it's also very good. It was very good. It was very cool. And then Barry and Thawne have a massive fight. Thawne brought a plane down on Barry, and Barry grabbed it using Alexa's power and then just chucked it away from him. It was yeah, you're not doing that. And there was a really amazing scene where Barry just sped up and punched Thawne in the face of the ground. It was really cool. Then it goes back to Joe's house. Why? Whatever. Iris comes back at Joe's house. They turn on a news report, and the city is a war zone right now. The city's being destroyed by Barry and Thawne. The Force's power is too much for the city to handle. So Jay takes Iris to Barry to get him to stop in case he kills him, So Barry tells Jay to take Iris to safety. Barry and Iris reunite. He knows that she's alive now. And Iris trying to tell Barry that the city can't handle it anymore. And then Thawne gets back up and, is ready to fight again. Barry says that the city can't take it anymore. So Barry tells Jay to take Iris away. Get her to safety now. And Barry sits down. And then Thawne makes a lightning storm on his feet and just starts flying up in the air. I was okay, that works, whatever. He's that powerful, I guess he can do it. Barry can do it too, probably, if you really want him to, but Thawne then shot a massive bolt of lightning at Barry, and it went right through him. And then we go to a scene that was, I think, pretty much ripped right out of 815, where Barry was in the negative still force sitting on the ground in Joe's house. If you remember, he's trying to connect with the negative still force. We saw that. Thawne takes way more power from the forces. Barry says it can kill him doing that. And then Thawne just erupts a massive lightning surge. It looked really good. And it starts destroying the city. You can see buildings blowing up, people dying by one strike. And it was just amazing. And then it went on for a good minute or two. And then Barry, the timeline just stopped. Nothing was moving. Everything was still. And then it just started reversing on itself. And only Thawne could see it happening. But Barry did that. Barry and the good forces did that. All the power that Thawne just put out there came back into Thawne, and it made him disappear, and he's resumed dead. Bear snaps his finger and brings excess Bart and Meena to him, and the universe is resetting itself. The time sickness in Iris is gone. It goes back to the loft with Jay, Joanne, and the rest. And they say that Iris' time sickness is gone, the negative forces are gone, the force power that Barry has is gone. So everything that happened this season, in season 7, it's all done. There's some more time sickness. Every storyline got wrapped up. At this point, we don't have anything left to really worry about, besides one or two other things. Thawne isn't anywhere in the timeline. He is gone. So, Bart, Joanne, Excess, and Jay, Joanne, Bart, and Excess go back to 2049. Meena talks to Bear and Iris, and the block is no longer working. The entire time the block was made, it was a negative speed force influencing them to make it. And then when it was fully made, it used Meena as a playing board, or a pawn. Thawne, pawn, get it? Whatever, you get what I mean. Meena was a pawn the entire time to get what they wanted. And it was to get Thawne back. Which means Meena isn't a speedster anymore. Bear and Iris gave Meena Matt's Thawne's yellow tie that he had. Cecile's back to normal. Tinya is back with her mom, who came back as well. The still force is back and good. All the forces are back. Caitlin wakes up, I guess, because the chamber had a malfunction. And you could hear Daniel Panabaker saying, "I'm a friend," and then something else. I didn't catch it. But they didn't show her. So I'm assuming it's just someone new. It's not Frost, it's not Caitlin, it's someone else. Something else. Then it goes back to 2049. You can hear Barry and Iris talking about the negative speed force, how they'll choose someone new to be his avatar. And it shows like a thing in a jar, glass jar. It looked like that negative speed force, like the block thing that you would see them holding on to, Meena hold on to get her speed. And it started glowing blue. And then it pretty much ended there. That was the cliffhanger for season 9, along with the Caitlyn thing. Again, 10 out of 10 finale. The only thing that I have to nitpick on was that the Steel stuff was ridiculous. The Caitlyn stuff, it was whatever. The ending, it could be teasing Cobalt Blue. I'm going to be doing a full other video explaining the ending, what I think could this be. Because I honestly have no idea. This is an amazing season. It is easily my favorite season in the entire show. Thank you, Eric Wallace. Thank you to the Flash writers for making an amazing season, for making an amazing finale. You brought the Flash back. You redeemed this show in a bazillion different ways this season. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Eric Wallace, you got heavily redeemed this season, so thank you again for all that. I think it is fair time that we owe Eric Wallace a massive apologies in 6 and 7. He got screwed over by COVID, period. That is it. He proved that this entire season. He got screwed over by COVID in the early days. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. 10 out of 10 finale, by the way. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. This is my last season 8 review, at least right now. If I do a full season review, who knows. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.